Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this series of English speaking practice, we are going to talk about the must know terms used in corporate. Now, if you're someone who is new to the corporate world and is still trying to adjust with the various terms that are being used in your project or by your professionals, then this video is just for you because we are going to talk about those various terms that are used on a daily basis by various employees in the corporate section. Now, this video is all about the popular terms, but I am also going to tell you where and when to use them and how often can you make use of those terms and when it's going to be a little monotonous. So don't you worry, I'm going to tell you all the use cases of those terms as well. So this is not just a video where you want to learn about those terms, but you'll also learn where to use them, right? So let's get started. Now the thing is, in this corporate section, what is the requirement when you enter the world of corporate? All you're required to do is be a good professional. Now there are various emails, there are various conversations in which uh, you come across those terms and you learn about those terms, but you often don't know what do they mean, right? And that kind of hampers the impression that you have over your fellow employees or your seniors or whatever, right? So in those situations, this video, the content will come in absolutely handy for you guys, right? So also, if you haven't have subscribed my channel as of now, then please do, right? Because it really helps me and gives me a boost. Yeah, so let's get started. Now let's start with some examples, right? Now, what you will come across most often is impact. Just refers to the after effect that is being talked about, whether it's in terms of a particular task that has been assigned to you or whether in terms of the delivery of a particular project, right? So what all after effects is going to have on the customer or in general is what all refers to the impact word in this case, right? So next, what we're talking about, you might come across this term, boil the ocean. Now boil the ocean, if you talk about the term in general, then it is referring to boiling the ocean, but the ocean has a lot of water, right? So it's complete a waste of time. So whatever practices that you are applying or are planning to apply in your project or in your task, right, in order to fulfill that, and is a complete wastage of time or is it too much time taking, then that particular practice will be referred to as boil the ocean, right? So you can use it in terms of in email or in terms of a suggestion or in general conversation during a meeting. It's a wonderful term to be used if you are referring to a practice that is a complete waste of time, right? So the next word is reach out. This is something that you will come across a lot often because employees, your fellow employees, your seniors or your HRs will definitely at some point will tell you to reach out to them, meaning to talk or discuss with them, right? So reach out meaning is to have a conversation with them regarding anything in general. So reaching out is officially talking to them or discussing a certain point or discussing a certain scenario with them, is all about reaching out to them, right? So the next word is ASAP. So ASAP is being used these days in common conversations as well, not just in corporate, but in common conversations as well, right? So ASAP, if you're not known to this term as of now, then ASAP simply means as soon as possible. So if you're referring to something that needs to be delivered like quickly or in the shortest period of time, so to that particular reference, to that particular delivery, they will be telling you to deliver it ASAP. That means to deliver it as soon as possible, right? And this particular term can be used in an email or in general conversation in a meeting. It's an absolutely wonderful term to be used, and it you might come across people using it quite often, right? So this is a term that you can use. Next is ETA. Now this is something that I have discovered recently, so definitely you might have not come across it as of now if you're new to the corporate world, but if you're already known to this term, then do let me know into the comment section. But yes, what it refers to is estimated time of arrival. Now, in what terms? Basically, if they are referring to a task, right, the end of the time at which you will be delivering that particular task, or a project, or money in general, in that terms the ETA refers to the estimated time of arrival, like when you are expecting a certain answer or certain response to a certain question or a query or a service, right? So in that terms, ETA is referred to that. Next is AOD. Now, if you are required to deliver a certain task by end of the day, then it will be referred to as EOD, right? So this is one of those acronyms that are used in the corporate world very, very often, right? So this is also something that you should be known if you're into the corporate world or you're about to enter a corporate world. So yeah, definitely knowing these terms will come in really, really handy to you. Next is WFO. Basically, WFO refers to the work from office. So work from office is similar to work from home. These are terms that have come in really casually in these days now, but earlier in the time, they were not known to the people too much, right? So still I've combined this into the video, so people who are not known to this term, definitely is going to come in handy to you. So work from office is something that is referred to as WFO, whether in terms of email or in a meeting or in a casual conversation or in a formal conversation. You can definitely refer to this term as such, right? Next is work from home, which is WFH, and you can use it as such. You can use it in an email, in a discussion, in a meeting. You can just go for it, right? So now, OO is something that is referred to as out of office. Now, these are statuses, right? Whether an employee is working from home or whether an employee is working from office or whether an employee is out of office. So, in those terms, you might, signify your status with the help of these acronyms, right? So these are used in those scenarios. So they can also be used in an email, in a meeting, in a discussion, right? You can just go for it. Next is EOM. So this is something that I haven't come across as casually as often the other terms I've come across, but yes, this is something that is used. So EOM basically refers to end of message. So you should be known to this term as well, because there are times when you have to get to know with the email acronyms. So end of message is something that is more used in emails. So end of message is something that you should be known to that as well. Next is PFA. Please find the attachment. This is something that is mostly used in email, right? So PFA is please find attachment. So if any attachment is being referred to in an email, so they will just write PFA in order to ask you to refer the attachment that has been given along with the email, right? So that is something that you can keep in mind while responding to an email or sending an email or responding to an email. So yeah, that is something that has come in handy. Next is KRA. Now, key result areas. Basically, this refers to the goals or the expectations that are referred to or are expected from you out of a certain task, right? So KRA is something that is referring to the certain goals or expectations that are supposed from you, right? So KRA is something like that. Next is TAT, turnaround time. This is also one of those things that is referred to as estimated time. So if you are required to give the end time by which you will be done with the task, so there the TAT is going to come in handy, whether in terms of email, whether in terms of discussion, whether in terms of in a meeting. There also you can use the term as it is. So next is YTD. Now, companies that operate on yearly basis will definitely be using this term quite casually. So YTD refers to year to date. So basically, they are talking in terms of arrival of a certain task on a yearly basis, right? So this is something that is going to come in handy when you are in a company that operates on a yearly basis. Next is QQ. So this refers to quick question. So this can also be used in a chat, or in an official chat, in an official email, in an official meeting. You can just use the term as it is. Quick question is something that is quickly asking a doubt or quickly raising a query, right? So in those situations, you can just QQ, and then you can just refer to the question that you are raising, right? So this is something that is going to come in handy in those situations. Next is FYI. So if you have been coming across this term quite casually, yes, it refers to FYI. So for your information is something that refers to an information that you're trying to give to somebody, right? So if you're talking about a certain discussion, and along with that you're giving some information about that discussion, in those scenarios you can use FYI as it is, right? So now we are done with this part of the terms that we've been using in the corporate as of now. Let me know if you know more terms into the comment section. And yes, we're learning together, so let me know what else you want to learn to speak in English. And yes, we are learning together. And so like, share and subscribe to my channel, and do let me know what you think about this video, your reviews. It is going to be really fruitful for me, so help me grow. Yeah, so thank you so much guys. Bye bye.